Today I'm going to show you guys how to properly clean and field strip a p-64 Polish police pistol firing the 9x18 Markov round. First, what you do is you take the magazine out of the gun, set that aside, and then you always want to check the slide to make sure that there's no bullets in the chamber, and set it to firing position like so. What you do for this is you take the trigger right here and you take it, lift it up, and kind of put it to any side, right or left, and it should stick. This is where you use a little bit of finesse and your strength, and you put the gun down and you pull all the way up, then you lift forward and then you lift down and then you release slowly. And this, at this point, it is field stripped. You don't want to do anything with the bolt, the upper receiver or the lower receiver. Even when cleaning it, maybe after firing about 1,000 rounds through this, even cleaning it, you want to take it back to your gun shop or look up the manual and decide how to clean it. You can take the spring off right here, but I don't like to do that because I think it would damage it. If you take the spring off, the wider end, the front, always goes towards the end of the slide. The thinner end goes into the back of the barrel. You can't take the barrel off of this gun, so what you do is you look inside of it. You actually hold it up in a light, so I'm going to do that right now, and you can see how gunked up it is and everything. And I shot it about maybe 12 o'clock today. You look at it from both front and end, you can actually see some stuff in it. So what you then do is you get to your standard pistol cleaning kit, and you take the kit and you should have one of these brushes right here, and you take the cleaning rod, the snake, bore snake, and you put this tool on there. And this process can be basically applied for any firearm that they have out there. You want to do this quick, and you don't want to do this with a lot of gun oil and a lot of solvent, because your house will start to stink up. You only do it with thorough when you've shot maybe 100 rounds out of it or more, and you put it in there, pull it out, shake it off a little bit, make sure you have something to cover it. I'm using an old U-Cops box. I don't have any towels right now. And you put it in, put it out, put it in, put it out. Handgun bore snakes have a little barrel bar bearing right here at the end, so that the actual handle itself will spin without you having to spin it. So you push it in, push it out, push it in, push it out. You want to spin it a little bit while you're going in there, and then after that you look up again with it, and you see that it's coated with all the solvent. That's really good, that's fine, but you want to get that solvent off of there. So what you do is you get rid of this head, and you put this back, the cap on to the solvent. Don't make that mistake that I did with all my solvent bottles that I've ever had have knocked over, and so I lose about 1/10 of the amount of solvent And make sure when you get a cleaning kit that the cleaning kit specifies what caliber it can clean. This one goes from, I believe it's 17 caliber all the way up to 45. And you take the cleaning cloth, and your kit should come with a pre-cut size for pistol cleaning cloth. You don't want to use the big humongous wads like I have right here, but on the back of them it has a pattern where you can cut how big you should cut it for each caliber. You put it in there, and you run it in, and you run it out. You run it in, you run it out. You run it in and twist. Keep on running it in, twisting and twisting, and maybe do it from the front to get everything thorough. And then your cloth is really dirty and dingy. And you look up again, and you see that everything looks clear in there. Now, my gun is actually really clear and really clean, so I don't have to clean it that much. And the ammunition I just fired from it was clean ammunition. A lot of ranges, they use really bad and dirty ammunition. When you fire more rounds than 50 and you fire dirty ammunition that will foul up your gun, like lead, not full metal jacket, or weird cheap ammunition, you want to do it really thoroughly and use this brush right here. But I'm not going to use it because I can tell that it's good. Then, once you're done, you take all of your tools in your tool cleaning kit and you put it back into the kit. And you take the cotton, put it all in the kit. Same thing goes with the solvent. Now my gun is already really well oiled, and you can re-oil it, but what you have to do is actually brush it. So let me get the brush. With a handgun, you want to brush some of the things like that around here. So what you do is you get a brush, just a used toothbrush, and you start brushing. You start brushing all over every part of the gun, everywhere. You don't put too much force on there. Just keep on brushing. Everything that looks like it would move, try to get it in there a little bit. And then you go to the upper receiver or slide, and you do this, and you brush inside the gun. And then you can take eyes look at it and say that it still has oil in there, or you can apply oil. Applying oil is very simple. All you do is you take the gun oil that you can buy at any hunting sport shop, Walmart, and you buy it. And what you do is you put a little bit of dabs in the lower receiver. You maybe put a little bit of dabs on the sliding mechanisms, and then you lay the gun down, and then you take a little bit of dabs and put it on the lower receiver. I mean, not the lower receiver, the upper receiver. And then you put the gun back together. Make sure that this is off to the side and that you're prepared to do this. Now when oiling it, it's a little bit tricky because now the gun's a little bit slippery. But what you do is you take the gun, you put it back down right here, and you pull all the way up with this one, being very careful not to get anything damaged, and then bam, there you go. Now the last time I did it, it was very hard, but that was because the gun wasn't really oiled. And then what you do is you test the safety. Safety goes down, you pull the safety up, let it go to the back, push this back, pull it back, release the safety, and then you slide the gun back like that, do a dry fire, everything looks good, and then you can even go so far to put a magazine in. You don't fire the gun, but you chamber around, you take the safety out, put it back in, there's a round in the chamber, and then you take it and you pull the side back, bullet flies perfectly out, everything's good. Your bullets are going to be a little greasy when they come out, so for this one you want to rub it down. You don't want the bullets to jam in your gun. And then what you do is Do another test. Release the safety. Pull back. Everything's good. Keep on pulling back. There you go. And you're good. That is how you clean and field strip a p-64 Makarov. And remember, safety first.